Hey there, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. And this time is a review of a Blu-ray. Now, this was a very generous gift from a user who got this off my Amazon wishlist. Double Impact. Now, I have issues with MVD in the past. Lionheart, they had audio issues, which granted they did send a replacement disc, but then that was screwed up, so they sent a replacement for the replacement disc. And then Nemesis, my big problem with that was they used a version of the film that was released a few years before overseas by this dumbass named Oliver Krekel, where they changed the ending. The ending of the film had this narration by Tim Thomerson making it a downbeat ending because of the narration. And there was no other options. It was not the original cut of the film from the VHS, the first DVD, the theatrical Laserdisc. I mean, so I'm like, what the fuck? This never said it was some alternate version, never said that it was an alternate cut. This seems like a rip-off. I feel ripped off. Had a big fight with the guy from MVD. Ultimately, things settled down. I did chat with the guy. He apologized. We had some words. Uh, he even sent me a free Blu-ray. I'm like, I didn't do this to get a free Blu-ray. He's like, I know you did, but I just want to let you know it's there. So I got Double Dragon for free on Blu-ray. Only because of the choices, there's no other to get at that time. And hey, check out the features. But that wasn't even my intention. But the guy apologized. He said, "Yay, man, I'm sorry. You knew more about Nemesis than I did. There's nothing we could do about it." You know, he explained his case, and we let bygones be bygones. I'm like, okay. To be fair, that's what happened. So the guy didn't have to do that. He could have just said, "You're an asshole, fuck you," and left. But we had a chat on IM, instant message, water's under the bridge. I still hate that Nemesis finally got a Blu-ray, and it's a shitty ending that fucks up the whole tone of the ending, which is the most important part of your movie. But, you know, my problem with that, future generations, if they see Nemesis, they don't get that bullshit ending. They're not going to get the ending that me and others grew up with. It might be a little detail, but it's an important detail. But I know I'm going this long. I haven't talked about the subject at hand. I bring all that up to say that from a guy like me who went through that, this is a good release. I would say this is probably their best release so far. I saw no problems with this, as far as I knew. I saw no problems with the picture. I heard no problems with the audio. There's no alternate cuts where this is missing or this is that. Full intents and purposes, they did a good job with this. I love the cover, the actual poster with their little VHS type of stickers. It looked good on Blu-ray, picture quality wise. Did come with a poster, which is cool. And like I said, the picture, the sound were nice. High def presentation of the main feature in 1:8:5:1 aspect ratio. Now the features, you did a two-part making of. Added together, it's about 2 hours long, which I never thought I'd see a 2-hour documentary on Double Impact. And you get quite a few people. You get the director, Sheldon Lettich. You get jean-claude Van Damme being interviewed. You get the lady who played the female, muscled up villain. She wasn't the main villain, but she was one of the villains. Was it Corey Everson, I believe was her name. You get the doubles that stood in for Van Damme. Like when Van Damme is here, it's supposed to be some guy here, and vice versa. They got those guys. some of the producers of the film. Jeffrey Lewis has passed away. Uh, no other actors, the actors, you didn't get any other actors from the film. Bull Young, no interview with him. I don't want to go too in-depth on the features because I kind of feel that defeats the purpose, because you want to go into it finding as much info as you can. So if I gave every little tidbit away, it kind of take away from the enjoyment you get. But I would say it's worth a look, these two. It's in two parts. One's about 53 minutes long. The second part's like 59 minutes long. A few that I'll mention is the whole idea came about because Bloodsport was a success. They're wondering what to do with Van Damme after. Sheldon Lettich had a hand in working on the writing of Bloodsport. That's where he first met Van Damme. It worked on other stuff, Bloodsport, so they kind of looked at what Golden Globus had for upcoming projects, and one of them is the Corsican Brothers. So yes, the Corsican Brothers was the original influence for this. And Van Damme came up with the title. Instead of calling the Corsican Brothers, Van Damme came with the title because I thought this was cool. This is something, when I reviewed the Van Damme films, for those who don't know, I reviewed all of the Jean-Claude Van Damme movies on my channel. I have a playlist of them. And one of the things I mentioned in the early Van Damme reviews is how I love the da-da-da. And they do mention that, the double punch edit, and Van Damme called that the double impact. So when you have that ba-ba, Van Damme would call that the double impact. So it's funny that they do bring up those edits. And that was the inspiration for the title for Van Damme. They talked about working in Hong Kong. One interesting tidbit is that at the same time, Stone Cold with Brian Bosworth was being made. And Sheldon Lettich mentioned how the producers seemed more inclined to, they thought Stone Cold was going to be the big hit and not Double Impact. And they thought Brian Bosworth was going to be the next Stallone and Schwarzenegger. So more money went into Stone Cold than Double Impact. And ultimately Stone Cold cost more money than Double Impact. I thought that was interesting. They talk about where the names Chad and Alex came from for the characters. And yeah, I won't mention too much, but one more interesting tidbit. The original female lead, who's going to be Alex's girlfriend, was Tia Carrera. Which would make sense because this character grew up in Hong Kong. So you would think, oh, his girlfriend's probably going to be an Asian girlfriend. And they actually have footage from a casting call of Tia Carrera doing a little scene with Van Damme. Never knew that, but that's what I mean. That's what I like about documentaries. Find out stuff I never knew. Like Tia Carrera was up for this. I guess she didn't get it, and that probably what led her to doing. Pretty soon after, she did Showdown Little Tokyo. So, but very good documentaries. Two-part documentary. Definitely the best part of this disc. You also have 54 minutes of deleted and extended scenes. This was a little bit disappointing. I would say don't go into thinking your mind's going to be blown. It's not like Hard Target, where when I saw the work print of Hard Target, I was like, oh shit, look at all this extra violence and gunshots. And it's not that mind-blowing. It's not. Sometimes I couldn't tell the difference with an extended scene. Sometimes you get a little bit extra violence, like a little bit extra, like a teeny bit. Especially when the parents get killed at the beginning. Not the mom, but the dad. When the mom's death isn't different. The dad's death, you see a lot more bullet hits on the dad character at the beginning of the movie. And it's not a work. It's just deleted scenes. I remember at first, when this was announced, they said they would actually have a different cut of the film. but I guess they were not able to do it, so they just put it as separate deleted extended scenes, which adds together to 54 minutes. But yeah, the death scene of the dad was more violent, more gunshots to the knees and chest. The fight between Van Damme and Bolo, a little teeny bit longer. I see there's little differences. Probably the one that sticks out the most is the alternate ending, which isn't that different. It's mainly an extension where Van Damme, the Chad one, and Jeffrey Lewis are back on an airplane going back to California, and they look over, and one of the female attendants is the girl who looks just like his girlfriend. And you're like, so that girl has a twin too? I guess that was the idea, is that, oh wow, that girl has a twin too. I can see why they cut it. It's such a stupid fucking way to end the film. The freeze frame with, Van Damme doing this, that was the better way to end it. So again, it's not that much different of an ending, like it's extended ending, but it was cool. It was interesting to see, but I can see why they cut it. But again, interesting to see. Anatomy of a Scene with director Sheldon Lettich, 8 minutes long. Pretty much Sheldon Lettich talking about the boat scene where Van Damme and the girl are being chased. They're jumping from one boat to the other. That little foot chasing. And then stuff from behind the scene, back to the day. Behind the scenes featurette, about 7 minutes long. B-roll selections, 8 minutes long. Promotional film clips, about 5 minutes long. Cast and crew interview clips from back in the day, 6 minutes long. Original trailer, collectible poster. No TV spots, unfortunately, but do wish there was a commentary on this. I would like to have seen or heard a commentary, perhaps, but you do get a lot of info on the documentary, so can't complain about that. Again, I would say of the MVD releases, this is the best one so far. Again, I didn't notice any fuck-ups. Good artwork, the original poster, good documentary, 2-part, in total about 2 hours. Having Van Damme being interviewed was good. The documentary for Lionheart was a good documentary as well. But, and very fun movie. I reviewed this film back in the day when I reviewed the Van Damme films. Entertaining movie. If you're a Van Damme film, definitely give it a look. And if you're a fan of the movie, definitely get this Blu-ray. Especially if you don't have the film on Blu-ray at all. Good for your collection. So definitely give it a thumbs up to MVD. They did a nice job. Gotta be honest. So thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you in the next one. Later.